KBXX Houston Galveston. Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming back from McDonald's Children's Festival. She is the sponsorship director. It's always so good to see her, even though it's only once a year.
Yes,
but,
it's great.
She's a friend to the show, the lovely Kelly St. Mary. Welcome back.
Yay!
Good
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Also, he is the recruitment and a retention manager for Child Advocates, who is also partnering with the McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brandon Drake, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Hello. How are you doing?
We are doing well. It is that time. We are getting ready for the McDonald's Houston Children's Festival. This year it's happening Saturday, March 30th and March 31st downtown on Bagby. Same spot, right?
Same spot for the last 31 years. Well, not really the last 31 years, but for a long time.
For a long time. But the festival has been around.
It has been around for 31 years. Yeah. When we first started off, it was Greenway Plaza, actually.
Really?
Where the old building
Summit?
right there by where Pastor Osteen's building is at.
Oh, okay.
Right
so at the old Summit. So back when it was the Summit. Back
That's
in the
it.
day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a Summit.
Became Lakewood.
Right, Lakewood. Thank you.
Wow, that was before my time. Man, how many years was it there?
It was there. It was like about 6-7 years maybe or so before it moved. Mm-hmm. And then it's been downtown Houston for quite some time. It's actually one of the only events that the city will, close down the streets for.
Right, for it. Yeah.
And it's actually built over 16 downtown blocks.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. I remember, when I first got here like 6 years ago and I went to my first one and I was like, man, when they say everything is bigger in Texas, they really do it big.
Bring your Fitbit. You'll get your steps for sure.
Indeed. Talk about what the McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival is all about.
What it's about the children. It's about the city. It's about community. What we do is we entertain a big festival, which Houston's great for, outdoor events. And it's all benefiting Child Advocates, which is for neglected and abused children, which Brandon will speak about. It's been a great event to work for, not only raising the money for that, but also just the kids come and they have a circus on site. Mm-hmm. We have celebrities. We have over 300 free activities, zones, stages, music, food. It's such a great time.
Yeah.
Such a great time.
And parents, if you've never been, be ready because you and the kids are going to be tired at the end of that day. As many blocks as they block off for it, how huge it is and all of the activities there. Like, as Kelly said,
but the celebrities, though. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be there, which is so much fun. Come on, who doesn't like the Turtles?
This year? Yeah.
And we're going to have Anthony Gonzalez, which is the voice of Coco, which is that famous movie which actually won an Oscar last year.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. He'll probably sing on stage with the mariachi band. And we'll have some other characters like Princess Presto, Daniel the Tiger coming in from PBS stations. Then, of course, we got Magic 102 that's going to be there on site. And 97.9
the box.
Yeah. We have many sponsors. We have basically with the Teddy Bear Clinic, we're going to have a robotics academy. So much. Like I said, the circus, too. I can't even imagine. Once you come into the gates.
And, of course, Ronald McDonald
will be there on stage. They're going to have their own stage there. It's a discovery area. And what's so cool, they're going to have their French fry truck there, and you get some fresh French fries.
Now, is the gang still a part? Growing up, it was Ronald McDonald.
Yes,
it was the Hamburglar. It was Grimace. It was, what was the fry girl name? Or Fry Guy? I think it was.
Birdie.
Wasn't it just Fry Guy?
Birdie. Yes. That's the female one.
Is that it? Is that all of them?
The Grimace, Birdie. Yeah, the gel guy, the purple hat.
And we already said Hamburglar, right?
Yeah,
Hamburglar. We said, I think that's it.
Yeah, okay,
and they'll be there.
They'll all be there.
Absolutely, they're going to be there. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have what's going to called it's a breakfast of the stars right before the festival starts that morning, Saturday morning. And tickets are already on sale for that, where it's basically a private meet and greet. They're in City Hall. The mayor opens it up for us, and it's usually he does. At least last year he did. And you'll get to meet all the characters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the McDonald's favorite gang there, as well as Princess Presto's and more.
Yeah, and Daniel Tiger.
Daniel
and,
the
and
tiger, which is
Princess
so much
Presto.
fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So we have it for the toddlers, little guys, as well as the young
so it
youth.
ranges from like
Yes.
2 till about what,
11, give or
okay,
take. But then,
11,
with
12.
the big
Okay.
brother sisters will come. There's so
Right,
many
to help
rides.
along.
There's games,
It's something
bungee
for
jumping. I
everyone.
mean, there's so much there for
There's so
everybody
much.
to have.
And I'm telling
And then
you,
you can't resist the food, though.
I mean,
Come on.
There you go.
absolutely.
Food trucks.
Houston,
Food
it
trucks.
is huge.
It's huge.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, talking to Kelly St. Mary from the McDonald's Houston Children's Festival, along with Mr. Brandon Drake, who is the recruitment and retention manager for Child Advocates. Now, Child Advocates, you all team up every year. But, Brandon, tell us what it is that you all do over there at Child Advocates.
At Child Advocates, we work with children that's placed in CPS custody that's been abused and neglected. By doing so, we train volunteers, become something called a court-appointed advocate, and serve as what we call a guardian ad litem. Many of us may not have heard of what a guardian ad litem is, but it's like an attorney ad litem, but the attorney for the child will represent the wants, while the guardian ad litem represent the needs or best interests of the child. So the volunteer goes through a 30 hours worth of training, learn about the background of CPS, the policy procedures, family law code, cultural diversity, how to interview a child, how to write a court report, how to testify in court. It's a lot within this training, but once they do so, they're sworn in by a judge, they become a court-appointed advocate, and they would be like that point person for that child to represent their best interests on their case while that child is in CPS custody.
And how long have you been a volunteer?
Well, I'm actually a staff member.
Or staff member, excuse me.
It's fine. I've been with Child Advocates for the past 8 years now. Prior to me being at Child Advocates, I was at the Department of Family Protective Services as a conservatorship 2 worker, or basically I was at the state of Texas as a CPS caseworker, and I did that for 2 years. So I've seen both sides of the system, and it's extremely important for our community to step up and help the children in need. I say that all the time.
Yeah. What would you say, through your experience on both sides, what is the common denominator when it comes to dealing with these children? Like, what would you say is the main thing that's like, man, this is all that they're lacking. If they had this, things probably wouldn't be the way that they are right now.
Consistency. I really would say that. Stability, if you would say anything else. When these children come into CPS custody, they come in for a reason of abuse and neglect. These children, when they're brought into care, they've been removed from their mother, their father, or their legal guardian, and they could be placed in a foster home, a group home, a relative placement, a fictive kin placement, or something called a residential treatment center, or RTC, or residential treatment facility, which is like a campus for children. But that's not going to be their only placement at times. That's extremely rare. They may go from placement to placement to placement. And they're going to go to school to school to school. They're going to have a different caregiver, and they're going to have different caseworkers as well. CPS caseworkers have a very difficult job, and it's an extremely high turnover rate. So they're going to have different caregivers, different caseworkers, and with a court-appointed advocate volunteer is usually that one constant for them throughout their life of their case. It's very important for that child to have that one unbiased party to step up and represent them in court and visit them once per month and just be that person to help them be resilient to stress and adversity they're going to have while they're in custody. But not only that, it's very important for the courts as well. It's important for these judges to have that one constant voice or opinion, well, not opinion, fact finder for that child that's going to help them make a judgment at the end of the case.
Yeah. Whew. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Brandon Drake from Child Advocates and Kelly St. Mary from McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival, which is happening Saturday and Sunday, March 30th and 31st, respectively, downtown on Bagby, right in front, right over there by City Hall. I want to ask you two your thoughts and feelings on when this current administration was stripping away families, tearing them apart, taking these children away from their parents, folks who are just clearly seeking asylum to come here for a better life, because it is just, it's just terrible what is going on down in Central America, especially in Venezuela. To see that and the trauma that had, like, what were you all's thoughts as, I mean, just you, Brandon, just being a staff working for Child Advocates, being on both sides of it. Thoughts?
Whew,
I mean, as much as you can without having you get in trouble. If you want to decline to give me your opinion, that's totally fine as well.
Professionally, until things are sought out and understood, we would in my opinion, is try to keep the families together if possible and legally, whatever the case may be. But it's difficult for these children. I would like to know what's going to be the
long
outcome
term,
and everything.
Psychologically.
We talk about post-traumatic stress quite a bit in the work that we do. And what's the experience? What is the relationship is going to be between that child and that parent? Even when it comes down to when they're reunited. I've seen videos and things like, especially with the younger children, we try to have, in the work that we do, we have, even though the parents are working through their service plan, when the children have been removed, they will still have visitations with their parents for at least 2 hours a month. I don't know much about what's going on the border and things of that nature. So once again, I may be able to look more into it myself, but it's a difficult situation, I would say, all in all.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Kelly?
My opinion is basically not really in the professional sense. We are a festival and we're promoting just joy.
Yeah.
More as a mother, I mean, my first inclination is to keep the family together. I mean, I can't imagine as a parent, you're, leaving a country that you're just trying to get away and do better for your kids. Because, I mean, we do
and
that
for your
every
safe
day.
and for your healthy. For your health.
And if you think about it, in every background, financial, political, whatever, a mom's first job is to protect their child, no matter what. I mean, that's how I'm speaking of in my own kids. But so I can't, it just breaks my heart. Can't imagine what they go through.
Yeah, I mean, you all are in that field. I just wanted to get a take because we're all affected by it. If it's not directly, it's definitely indirect. And from a psychological standpoint, we ourselves
We're a
are
community.
suffering from secondhand PTSD with all the craziness. Yes, sir.
And when I like you say secondhand PTSD, it's a such thing as secondary post-traumatic stress that we train our volunteers about. I'm also the retention manager, so try to keep them together because I always tell our volunteers it's like a mask that you put on the airplane. When the stewardess are telling you if we have any turbulence and that mask drop down, what's the first thing you should do?
Right.
Put
Do
on
yourself
1st. So we're big on taking care of yourself at this organization. And when you're saying what's going on in the community, there's so much need for people to volunteer within the community just in Harris County. On any given day, there's between 4,000 to 5,000 children in CPS custody just in Harris County. I'm a big numbers person. Yes, I'm a huge numbers person. I tell people, if you don't believe what I'm saying, you can go online to the Department of Family Protective Services website or just go to Google, type in DFPS stats, and it will pull up a map of Texas when you click on a few links, and it will show you how many children that were in care in our region, in our counties, all around Texas. And it's a large amount here in Harris County.
Indeed. Well,
thank you, Child Advocates.
Thank you, Child Advocates.
And thankfully, in 2018, we were able to serve 2,333 children. And our goal is to serve every child may need a court-appointed advocate. But we had 888 active court-appointed advocate volunteers. But we always need more.
Indeed. And where can they go to sign up to help volunteer and do what they need to do?
You always can go to our website at www.childadvocates.org. It's links that you can locate how to volunteer, from being a court-appointed advocate to volunteering with our special events like the Houston Children's Festival, or just being part of one of our committees or groups. It's so many different ways to give back and volunteer.
Indeed. So that's childadvocates.org for that information and all the information that you need for the 2019 McDonald's Houston's Children Festival happening on Saturday, March 30th and Sunday, March 31st. Where can they go, Kelly?
They can go to HoustonChildren'sFestival.com. You can find all the information. And actually, you can volunteer at the festival as well. We need lots of volunteers there. If you're with an organization, whether it's like, Boy Scout, Jack and Jill, whatever, if you need some hours, we will be there and we can sign off for you to help you out. In schools, we have a lot of young that want to come in and volunteer, we need you. It's a great place to volunteer out Saturday or Sunday. They can find that on the website, just houstonchildrens.com. And then also our tickets are already on sale. And you can also get $2 off at the gate with the McDonald's receipt.
Indeed.
Which is really awesome. McDonald's is a great partner.
McDonald's is awesome. So
They do
come on
great for
out
the
and
community.
celebrate, enjoy, laugh, play with us for the 31st annual McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival. Along with child advocates. Anthony Gonzalez is going to be there. He's the voice of Miguel in the Oscar-winning Disney film Coco. They're going to have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to be there. Who else did we say? Daniel Tiger and Princess Presto. And just a lot of entertainment. Ronald McDonald and the gang, all of them will be there.
Yep.
So save the
Shoe
date.
car, the McDonald's shoe car.
Shoe car, yeah. Save the date for that last. Yeah, that's a huge car too.
That's
by
a
the way.
huge car.
He's got a, yeah.
And if you also want to know more information, child advocates will be on the steps of City Hall. We're going to have arts and crafts. We're going to have games. You'll probably be able to see me. I'll probably be at the bounce house. They usually have me as the bouncer for the bounce house. That's what it feels
Bounce
like.
You be in there bouncing around, bro.
You know, I'll be trying to get the kids with mom and say, okay, it's time to go. Some of them are not ready to leave
Time
yet.
to
So
go.
I'm
Like,
like, hey,
no.
we got to go.
Come on, kids, put your shoes on. You got to go.
Where I was going to have a lot of information how to volunteer and give back, but it's going to be a great time. And this is one of these events that after you're done, the kids are going to need a nap. So
Yeah,
I'm going to
indeed.
go out and enjoy the rest
We
of
have
the
a lot of
night.
repeat. We have now parents that are bringing their kids that used to be kids coming to the festival.
See, now
So
that's
it's such a great
It's
community.
generational now.
It really
That's
is.
beautiful.
yeah,
That's what's so great about Houston. I
That
mean, we
is.
really do support each other, and we need to.
Without a doubt.
We
Without a
do.
doubt. So join us on Saturday and Sunday, March 30th and 31st. Food, folks, fun, entertainment, information. It's all going down at the McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival. So, Mr. Brandon Drake of Child Advocates, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The lovely Kelly St. Mary from the McDonald's Houston's Children's Festival. Good to see you. And
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. And thank you for listening to Access Houston. Access Houston.